Hi, I'm Sonal Dabral, a creative consultant based out of Mumbai. I worked in advertising for the last 3 decades with agencies like Lintas, DDB, Ogilvy for a long time, across 3 different markets India, Malaysia, and Singapore. I recently quit advertising to pursue my long standing dream of becoming a writer, director, a creator, a chat show host. I really believe that creative people across the world are really blessed people. And if the current COVID situation is putting you down, bringing you down, just think of that blessing. And please don't feel down. I grew up in small towns across India and went on to study design and then worked in advertising. I love many different things. I love blackjack, I love cooking, I love writing, I love music, and a bit of singing too, Bollywood singing. And I've realized that my life, my work life, my passions, and my hobbies have all taught me and keep teaching me quite a few lessons. So that's what I thought I'll share with you today. 5 lessons that I've learned from it. Well, lesson 1, we are our own best stories. Let's not keep looking at our screens for ideas, inspirations, and all the answers. Once in a while, let's Google our own memories. Let's talk to our mothers, our grandmothers, our friends, our children, our neighbors, even our shopkeeper who we buy our groceries from. That's where our best ideas reside. That's where our identity and all our inspirations stay. We are our own best stories. Here's a little story from my days in Kuala Lumpur and how I got an idea from my own neighborhood. It was a hot Kuala Lumpur afternoon and I and one of my Ogilvy colleagues were in his brand new car. That brand new that the smell of leather was still there. Smell of brand new leather. I used to smoke a lot at that time, so because it was a stressful meeting, I took out my cigarette pack and as I was about to smoke, this die-hard non-smoker friend looks at me and says, "Oh, no, please don't." So I dejected, I kind of closed my pack and put it back and we continued to drive. A little later, he switched off the air conditioning, rolled down the windows and looked at me and said, "Okay, let me be nice to you." So sure enough, I took out my cigarette, started smoking it, started polluting his car, big time. But one thing got stuck in my head. If I'm polluting his car, why should he be nice to me? Why should people be nice to smokers who kind of keep polluting the environment? Then I got the answer, and in that answer was what I thought an interesting film idea. I was thrilled. Watched the film, and if there are smokers out there thinking of quitting, this is the time to quit.
Me, भाई साहब आप बैठ जाओ इधर
नहीं
नहीं आप
प्लीज
आप बैठ जाओ इधर
नहीं प्लीज
बैठो 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 साहब
Studies show that a person loses 7 minutes of his life every time he smokes a cigarette. Be nice to smokers. They don't have much time left.
Lesson number 2. Doing is better than dreaming. What is COVID teaching us? That the only thing predictable in this world is its unpredictability. So don't keep planning things. Let's make things, let's do things. Say you're planning to learn a new language. Don't plan, just start learning. Planning to direct, just direct, even if it's a spec ed. Like someone a lot, pick up the phone, tell him or her, today, right now, do it right now. The good thing about dreaming is that it's very, very comfortable. And that is its biggest problem too. Dreams never make you better at something because you never fail in your dreams. In your dreams, you always enter at the top. Doing makes you better because every time you do something, you become better at it, even if you fail doing it. And I'm not saying it because we are in a lockdown because of this COVID situation, but there will never, ever be a better time to start something that you like than now. So stop dreaming, start doing. Lesson 3. It's not about the cards you're dealt, it's how you play the hand. I love playing blackjack. And in blackjack, depending on the cards you are dealt and the dealer's up card, you either call hit, stay, split, double down, or surrender. The decision you take dictates whether you win or lose. Besides a bit of luck, of course. Now, we can't change the cards we get, but our response to these cards that decides everything. So think about it. There are no bad briefs. There are no boring brands. There are no tough clients. It's our response to them that makes them bad, boring, or tough. How many times have you seen that a brand shifts from one agency to the other and suddenly great work starts to happen on that brand? Actually, forget things like blackjack or briefs. Let's look at our situation right now. COVID is the cards we've been dealt. How will we respond to these cards? Will we surrender or will we double down? Well, talking of how to respond to the cards we are dealt, here's one more story. We were once working on a film, the story of this height challenged person. The shoot was in Amsterdam, and a day before the shoot, we were all sitting in the hotel lounge discussing the next day's shoot. And we were also expecting the person who was doing the height challenge person's role. He's an actor called Kiran Desai, and he was supposed to fly down from London. So while we were discussing, suddenly I saw everybody who was sitting in the lounge turning to look at the entrance. So I also turned. Suddenly there was a kind of hushed silence. There was Kiran Desai wearing a jacket, jeans, his boots, walking with the swagger and confidence, laughing and chatting with the usher who was bringing him in. He sat with us, and within 5 minutes, he owned the meeting. He was telling us jokes, stories, anecdotes, and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, this is the script that I had worked on. It's being played right in front of me. Here's this person who is challenged, who's height challenged, but there's nothing in his demeanor that could tell you that he's actually got a handicap. He was confident, he was laughing, he was like truly enjoying life. Now that is what response to the cards you are dealt is all about. And here's the film we shot. Lesson 4, focus on the craft. I used to always like cooking, but this lockdown is now giving me ample time and opportunity to indulge in my passion for cooking. So I bought an expensive knife, an expensive Japanese knife, and a chopping board, and got down to learning some slicing and dicing tricks. Now this knife is extremely sharp, so I got to be really careful. I've realized that when you give enough time to your hobbies and your passions, whatever they might be, they do teach you the value of craft. Now, as I'm learning to dice an onion the right way with this very sharp chef knife, it's also teaching me that the price of not doing it right is my beautiful chopped finger. And that, mind you, is teaching me mindfulness. The idea being that as you continue to learn to use the knife the right way, it one day becomes a muscle memory. And then you can slice an onion like Jamie Oliver or Gordon Ramsay, lightning fast, but with all the craft. And here's the point I want to make. As creative people, we are being asked to create ideas faster than ever before. So can we bring our level of craft to such a height, such a level, that great execution becomes a muscle memory, and then we don't have to ever choose between fast and great. Lesson 5, there will be a blackjack coming soon. These are bad times that we are all going through. But there's one other thing that I've learned from blackjack. That in every 6-deck game, there's a probability of 4.749% of getting a blackjack. Now that means there will be a blackjack once every 21 games. So every time I'm suffering from a creative block or generally feeling down, I always know that there's a blackjack just around the corner. A great creative solution, a great plot for a story, a great scene for a film, an idea for a startup, or any problem you're facing, there will be a blackjack coming soon, very soon. 21 hands of bad cards, and the world will get its COVID vaccine too. Well, I told you I like singing too, so here's a song of hope.
आ चल के तुझे मैं लेके चलूं एक ऐसे गगन के तले, जहां गम भी न हो आंसू भी न हो, बस प्यार ही प्यार पले। आ चल के तुझे मैं लेके चलूं एक ऐसे गगन के तले, जहां गम भी न हो आंसू भी न हो, बस प्यार ही प्यार पले, एक ऐसे गगन के तले। सूरज की पहली किरण से आशा का सवेरा जागे, सूरज की पहली किरण से आशा का सवेरा जागे, चंदा की किरण से धुलकर घनघोर अंधेरा भागे, चंदा की किरण से धुलकर घनघोर अंधेरा भागे। कभी धूप खिले कभी छाँव मिले, लंबी सी डगर न खले, जहाँ गम भी न हो आंसू भी न हो, बस प्यार ही प्यार पले, एक ऐसे गगन के तले। जहाँ दूर नजर दौड़ा